Alright everybody, so this is xQmike, and today we have a story that's been going pretty viral. It's actually about the store Meijers. I mean, a lot of people pronounce it Meijers or Meijers, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Myers. But anyways, this store has been going pretty viral recently, and it's actually kind of surprising because it's a story that actually happened. I'm pretty sure it happened a year ago, and it's barely now just reaching the surface one more time. I think a lot of people are very upset about this story. It's pretty much about this kid, and this is the thing too. Like a lot of people think that this kid is 16, and then a lot of people think that he's actually 19. But anyways, he's a kid either way, and he's actually a lot of people. This is another thing that just can't be confirmed. I try to look it up, try researching it, and I can't confirm it. But a lot of people say this kid is actually disabled. Anyway, so this 16-year-old kid, or maybe 19-year-olds, who knows, is a disabled kid working at Meijers, and apparently he's been eating fruit cups from the dispensary bin. So these fruit cups, they're ready to be thrown out, and that's it. That's the end of the story. So they're not in the inventory. But apparently, one of the managers, or even some say even two of the managers, there's a guy and there's a female that are managers. Apparently, instead, because they knew, I think they knew from the beginning that this kid was eating those fruit cups, and instead of approaching this kid and saying, "Hey, you can't do that. It's against policy, or it's actually stealing to a certain degree," since I mean, a lot of people don't consider this stealing because they were going to be thrown out. But anyways, the moral of the story is these managers, instead of approaching this kid and saying, "Hey, you can't do that. If you do it again, you're gonna get written up, or maybe even fired," because like I said, it's to a certain degree if it's stealing or not. But anyways, instead of doing that, these guys they actually, and again, this is just rumors, but it makes a lot of sense. These guys actually started counting how much the fruit cups cost from the beginning, and waited at least a couple of months until the amount got over $100, which I think the total was $110. And a lot of people think they did this in order to like do what they actually did, which is call the cops and get this kid arrested and tell him, yeah, he stole a total amount over $110 or $100, I think, or I think the total was $110, but I could be wrong on this one. And yeah, so instead of approaching this kid and saying, hey, you know what, you can't do this, you gotta not do it because otherwise you can get written up or this or that. No, they instead planned this in a way, I guess, and they called the cops on him. They got him arrested, and they did take him away.
Hello. Hey. So we have James here.
Who's James?
Right here.
Right here? Okay.
He works in our deli department.
Okay.
And we found out that he's just been taking like orders of chicken and fruit cups and stuff like that off the floor
For 110?
Yep.
Alright. James, do you have anything on you need to be aware of?
Not
Don't
like
reach for it if you do. Don't reach for it if you do.
Okay, so I have a Sharpie and a box cutter in this pocket. All I have in this pocket is my phone and my earbuds, and then in my back pocket I have my wallet.
Alright, go ahead and stand up for me.
Okay.
Alright, just go ahead and put your hands on the wall for me. I'm just gonna take everything out. We'll get it with you. All this stuff yours? Like the box cutter, that's not my property or anything?
That should be my property.
Yeah, that is.
So then I can stay here with them.
Yeah.
Alright.
And everything else.
Anything in your shoes or anything like that?
Nope.
Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. Okay? You can put your palms together and drop that. Put your palms together. Palms together. Palms together.
And a lot of people are upset because now this kid is gonna have a record, and it's gonna affect him for probably the rest of his life if it comes down to it. But like I said, a lot of people say it wasn't really stealing because he was getting the fruit cups from like the dispensary, the trash. That's where they put all the stuff they're gonna get rid of for the day, or whatever it is that how their policy does. And that's the ones he was eating. So a lot of people say, instead the manager would approach him and say, hey, you know what, is everything okay? Is everything fine at home? Is there anything we can do? but you can't be eating the fruit cups, stuff like that. But no, instead these guys like the video showed you guys, this manager, he even has a smirk on his face. That's why a lot of people are very upset, because this guy just, like, it seems like he planned it. He wanted this, and like I said, I don't know if he's actually disabled. A lot of people say he is. A lot of people say he isn't. But if he is, that just makes it even worse, because this guy just planned to get this kid arrested, and now that it happened, now everybody's just like everybody's upset, and I'm kind of upset too. I mean, I kind of understand that you can't be eating the food off your job because it is stealing. You can't just do that. But there's also rumors, and when I say rumors, this is just off of Twitter, because that's pretty much where you get all your most up-to-date news. That this kid was actually on the job. He was grabbing the fruit cups, even if it was from the dispensary, the trash. He was saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna pay for it. Let me just go ahead and finish up this job that I have right now, and then I'll pay for it right afterwards." But I think he kept forgetting to pay for it, which a lot of people say maybe that's his disability or something like that. I don't know. And he never ended up paying for it. So I guess he did have the intention to pay for it, but I guess he never did. And that's pretty much the whole story. And then this manager was like, okay, so I'm just gonna wait until this amount goes up over $100, and that'll give me the right to actually get him arrested. That'll give me the power to call the cops on this kid. And yeah, so that's the moral of the story. And a lot of people, like I said, they're very upset with Meijers, and they want to boycott Meijers. But like I said, this story happened in December of last year, but it's just surfing up again recently in the last couple of weeks. Everybody's been talking about it. It's going viral on TikTok, on Twitter, even on YouTube. So yeah, let's see what happens with this kid. Hopefully he doesn't get a record, because that would be real shameful if he does. Because like I said, this record is going to affect him for the rest of his life. Because then a lot of employers are going to know that this kid was, in a way, like I say, he was actually stealing some food, and that's gonna, like I said, that ruins his reputation. Even if it was from the trash dispensary, whatever it is, on the record, it's gonna say otherwise. Like I said, so yeah, let's see what happens with this kid. Or like I said, I don't know if he's a kid. He's 16. If he's 19, he's definitely gonna get a record. If he's 16, he still has a chance. But yeah, let's see what happens.